Hello, this is the DuckStructuring team here to show you our new automatic media organizer and library. So to get started, we have a demonstration of what your files may look like. You might have multiple seasons. Each season might just have episodes out in a folder. It doesn't matter. Everything will be handled automatically so that all of this will be fine. Now, the one thing you will have to do before you start the program, and it will not cause too many issues, we are going to leave it as is so you can see, is that if you go into here, you can see we have some movies, and it might be possible that you've lumped your spin-offs together or whatever in here. So what you're going to want to do is take everything or just take the movies. It doesn't matter if you take it all or just this, and you're going to want to just move it out into your directory folder. I already did that with one collection here to show you it'll work. We're going to leave this as is so you can see what will happen. Everything here will still be fine, and you could import it as is, and your library would read your standard episodes, but your spin-offs and movies will not be changed and will end up in your extras folder, which is probably not what you intended, but if you want to put these in your extras folder, then you can just leave them in here. But you probably just want them standardly named like everything, so you would take them and put them here. So as you can see, some shows have their seasons set up already, but not named properly. Some episodes are just out. We have movies in folders improperly named. We have file movies with no folder properly named. And we have a fake show here. So you can see what we're working with. And this will be kind of our before. And you'll see us go through the program. So now we are going to launch our program right here. And the first thing it's going to do is it's going to ask for a source directory, which would be this. Now, if you have a directory like this, but it's got hundreds and hundreds of items, if you're using the light version, it will work fine. You can do all of what you would do with the light version. But the difference between the Pro and the Light will be discussed. But basically, your Pro and Light, you would have to get all of these basically into properly named shows or movies already, and all it would handle is the structuring of the season and episodes and renaming those. We're going to go through everything that'll be in the Pro version. Just note that steps 4 and 5, which we will have here, will not be in the light version. And the reason, and we will also have a helper tool. The reason being steps 4 and 5 will not be able to do extremely long lists because they have API calls, and the API calls are limited by the amount of characters. It has nothing to do with the size or anything, just the amount of individual characters. So we'll have a helper tool that will split if you have a large folder into batches of 15 to make this process easier. So don't worry if you have a very large folder filled with lots and lots of things. We have a tool to help batch that out. So the first thing it's going to do is ask for a source directory. Now please, you will see later in this program it will sort your properly named things at the end into a movie folder, a TV folder, or a U folder for unknown if it couldn't determine if it was a movie or a unknown. So please don't sort your stuff into movies or TV folders. It's okay if all you have is movie or TV, but they should just be out like this and not in a folder that says movie or TV. It's expecting something like this, as you can see. So you should know what your source directory should look like from what I'm showing you. So you're going to take your source directory, and for those who just aren't as computer savvy, make sure there's no quotes around it, and it pastes like this. So then it's going to ask for your extras directory. I accidentally hit enter, so we're just going to restart. I just skipped. That was my bad. That's no big deal. It's going to come up again, ask for our source directory. We're going to hit enter. We're not going to hit enter too fast again. We're going to pull up our extras. Now, it's going to move all of your extras into a separate folder. You're going to just give it this folder. You're not going to give it a specific show or anything. Your extras folder, when it moves the extras over, it will sort them by show, so you won't lose them. You'll know exactly what extra came from what show. It does this automatically. So we just have to select our extras directory. That's all we need with that. And you could just do it from here. You don't need to be looking at this at all, but we're just doing it so you can watch as it's happening. So the first thing it's going to do is ask to rename seasons. Now you may think this is going in a strange order based on what it renames, but it is done for particular reasons. So again, the first thing it's going to ask is if we want to rename seasons. And you can see right here it pulled this and decided this should be 1, 2, and 3. So if we go look into here, which is, again, we have these extras, so it will not like screw up the names of these or anything, but like I said, these will end up in your extras folder because we didn't pull them out and put them into demonstrate. So what we're going to do is click yes here, because this is what we would want in a properly structured media library. So we're going to click Y, hit enter, and you'll see it automatically did that. So now we're going to do the same here. And you can see that it did that. Now it's going through all of the shows in which it detected season folders that should be renamed. So now it's going to ask us to reformat episodes. So you can see these episodes. It's going to go through each folder and it says this episode, whatever, all this should just be renamed to these. So we're going to go ahead and click Y. We'll watch that happen. And we're going to hit enter. And you'll see they are all perfectly fixed. We're going to do the same here. And you can see generally what is happening here. So we're going to just go through these. We're going to click Y, Y. As you can see, it's deciding this should be this. It's getting cut off. This should become this, you know, so this is correct. So again, we'll just look, and it's going to do that all automatically. And we're going to go through and do that for all of them. Now, if you see real quick, this step happens automatically without user approval. Don't worry and don't panic, it won't get anything wrong. Because by this point, since you've named all your episodes correctly, it's going to detect all of your properly named episodes and move them into season folders. I don't know if I have an example here. I should have showed you with this one, but the reason this step is in, and if you're following along, I should have showed you this. When you do rename them, so you can see there's multiple seasons, it will take them out of the seasons folder. That's just part of how it works. It's kind of annoying, but we just added another step to put them back in the folder. So if you had finished renaming them, you would have seen that, or you were in the process of renaming them, that even though we had already renamed our season folders, all our episodes would have just been out here. You still would have had these folders, but the episodes would just be here. That's not a problem. That is exactly how it's supposed to work. So once all the episodes are out here, it's then putting them back into the proper folders. So then you can see it's moving season 4 to season 4. It's just putting them, and it's doing it in each show, so it won't mix it up. You won't end up with season folders out here. You won't end up with episodes mixed up or anything like that. It's automatically handling everything. Now this is just a Python thing. It seems like it's hanging here, like it already got the result. You shouldn't have to hit enter. It should just pop up automatically. But sometimes it hangs. That's nothing to do with the coding or the program. That's just Python, and everyone knows that. So it looks like it's hanging out. But as you can see, step 4 organizing shows, getting list of file names. You shouldn't have to hit enter here, it should just pop up, but like I said, sometimes things hang. I don't know why. The gods just don't favor us right now, so we hit enter. So it's going to start bringing us through this process. It's going to ask us, this is, oh, and I have to mention here, steps 4 and 5, and the reason they have API calls, steps 4 and 5 are powered by ChatGPT 3.5. So these are an powered by AI. This is a powered by AI program, powered by ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo, using the OpenAI API. So it is a fantastic API. This is part of the AI revolution. This is just one of the many things you can do with AI. AI helped us tremendously with coding this. I would say, honestly, about 60 to 70% of this code was probably looked over at some point and crafted by an AI. And we still had to go through and fix minor errors. It didn't get things perfect. But a good chunk of this code was written just by GPT or GitHub Copilot, because as long as you know what you're trying to do, it kind of eliminates that busy work. You can look through and see if it's doing what you need. So that's a shout out we want to give. ChatGPT is an amazing, amazing program. So we are going to see here, it's detecting that Howard the Duck should be renamed to Howard the Duck, which is what we want. So we're going to click Y. You want this to be this. Now you might be confused because you say, hold on, this is only season 4. This is correct. And you will see here that it's going to say, well, do you want to rename season 1 to the exact same thing? You're going to click Y here. And what it's going to do is merge the contents. And you will end up with one proper folder with all of your seasons in them. So all you're going to have to do is click Y. So we are going to wait for it to do that for a second. And this may take a second because you have to copy things over. And I'm realizing that. So I'm just going to do this one and the next one. And I'll leave the 4th one alone because it would just do the same thing, and you'll see the what we end up with. But I don't want to make you wait too long on this video for this. So, and it actually was just hanging there again, and I hit enter, and this popped up. Like I said, you shouldn't have to do that, but this is how computers are sometimes. They know what they're supposed to do, but they're waiting for you. I'm gonna hit Y. And it's going to merge the contents again, which is, again, what we want. And no, because that's already the same. We're going to click Y, and it's going to do the same thing with Robot Chicken. I am now realizing that I don't have something proper to show off the next step, but you will get the idea, and maybe I'll cut something in to show it off. But the next step is just a double check, but so you can see. And if you see something like this, I want to bring it up. Your file extensions will always be preserved, even if it's not saying that over here. So your file extensions are fine as long as this looks right. If it's an individual file, it'll just handle it. And as you can see, because this is already the same as what we have, it's going to skip it. Now, actually, I can use this one. I forgot I did this. So I did do it on purpose. We do have a demonstration. I changed the year on this incorrectly to be incorrect. We're going to leave that as is, but as you can see, even on this step, it's normally able to pull the correct year. So the next step really is just a double check. It's not perfect. I will say the next step isn't perfect, but it's a double check that catches some of these. And you will have a third check at the end that will let you know where your issue would lie. So as you can see, we could just do this. We're going to leave it as is. And we're going to change the rest. But obviously we would click Y up here. So we would have it already right. And you can see it got that and changed it to the correct format. So now it's going to check and update the year. So what this is for is if obviously you got an incorrect year, or sometimes if it can't pull the year on the first time, you will see a U here inside of this parentheses, because that's what the placeholder for unknown is in all of the program. So again, it had me hit enter. Not supposed to do that. If it looks like it's hanging, maybe hit enter or say something, but it's just hanging. It's really not anything with the programming. So I don't know why it's bringing this up, but we're gonna click no. And as you can see here, it skips these because these are all correct. And you can see here, the year is incorrect. It says, do you want to update the year for this show to 1962? These two steps are powered by AI, so that's how it is doing this. So we're going to click Y. And what we're going to see here is it just changes the year in those. It won't rename anything. If there is no set of parentheses, it will create one and put the year in right after at the end, like right here. So obviously we would have taken all this stuff out in the first step and it would have been properly set up, but we clicked no for demonstration purposes. But as you can see, all of these would have ended up properly. I believe we clicked no on this one, and maybe that is why. Okay, so this one didn't get changed just because I spam hit enter. So don't do that. I accidentally skipped it. You can see I didn't put anything and skipped to the next one. So don't do that. But that would have been in the Metalocalypse folder. So now you're going to get to the next step, and it will say one by one. Drag and drop will come in V2, but one by one, select your properly named folders containing movies here, and it will automatically rename the movie inside to match the folder. Now, you can see here, it put me in a weird place. Let's get here. So, as you can see, we have this and we have this, and these are two movies in folders. So we're going to click, well, it's not going to show in the window. We'll click here, and as you can see, this is incorrectly named right here. So what it'll do, but the folder is correct, which will not is not what we want, is not properly organized for like a Plex library, for example. So what you're going to do is select it here, and you're going to click select folder, and it'll pop up again. Again, it's hanging, so I hit enter. It shouldn't do that. Maybe I put something in and it's hanging. But now it will say, if we go in here, you will see that the movie file has properly been renamed to the same name as the folder. So you will have your movie and your folder all set up. Now we have a case like this. There are two movie folders, right? Is it going to get confused? Is it going to get lost? It is not. I will show you. So we will click this, and it will know exactly which file is your movie folder, is your movie. It's just doing the largest file in the folder. So unless you have a really weird case where your extra is larger than your actual movie, it will rename it properly. So we've done that. So now it'll say again, once you're finished, click cancel. And if you're not brought to the next step automatically, click enter. We're going to click cancel. It should automatically come up, but if it doesn't, hit enter. The next step, it looks exactly the same as the first step, but please pay attention to what you're being prompted to, because it is exactly this. It looks exactly the same, but it's a different step. So now you're going to select all your properly named movies that have no folder, and it's just going to create a folder with the same name, and it will put it inside. So we are going to go to our folder, and we'll just go through real quick, and you'll see it's making me hit enter again. That's annoying, and I don't think it will make you do that necessarily, but you know how scripts are. Sometimes they hang like that. So now that we've gone through, we're going to hit cancel, and you'll see now all of our movies and shows are properly set up. Now let's at this point just take a look, and you can see all our extras are here, but all of our shows are in season folders with properly named episodes, structured correctly, so we don't have to worry about anything. So now we're going to move our extras. So it's going to say, do you want to move these to extras? So like you can see, we don't want this stuff, so we click Y, and it's going to move them all out. This one, the reason this one probably didn't move over is because I've done this test demonstration like 20 times, and if you have an extra with the exact same name in the destination, it will leave it as is. So I probably already have this somewhere over there. So we're going to click Y. Now this is what I was talking about with collections. Because we didn't take them out and put them in our raw folder, these are going to come up as extras. So if you clicked Y, it would move to your extras folder. Like I said, very easy fix, just to put them out in your source directory at the beginning, and they would have come up as their own entries. If you leave these or spin-offs, they'll come up as extras. So we're going to click no. It's going to go through each show. We're going to click Y, and we're going to click Y. And in this step, just so it's noted, SRT folders files are ignored, and so are movies in your folders. They will not confuse the movie for extras. It just won't happen. So as long as you have followed all of the steps, because it will ignore a file if it has the same name as its folder. It doesn't get listed to ask if you want to move it. So as you can see, the next step after you do move your extras, it will sort into movie, TV, and you. Something went wrong here and it didn't, but most of the time it will, and it will know which is which. This is from earlier. It passes it down. I believe it might be something with me having the window open. I don't know, but it will sort into movie or TV. Like I said, I'm filming this while it's still very, very, very close to release, but it is still not perfectly done yet. This was working fine earlier, so I really do think it might be because I had one of these open or something, but we will go through and double check that again. But it will be able to detect all of these things. So then it's going to run, and it's going to check for matches in the TMDB database. So it's going to see that it was unable to find a match for this. Now, you might be thinking, well, why? This is properly named. I thought that too when I was troubleshooting. But then this is why this step is useful. And like I said, there's multiple checks. So it's only going to list shows that didn't find a match. They couldn't find anything. And as you can see, here, we have it here. I think that was it. No, the reunion. So if we look it up on TMDB, sorry, their data or their search structure is weird because they have it on their website. But you can see the reason it didn't is because it has the in the name. So this is just another double check because before you load it into your library, you'll want to see what may or may not come up and why. So you can see right here that it didn't match because it doesn't have a the. So this is the last step so that after everything's already done, if you have to make minor changes like this, that it will come up perfectly, that it will come up perfectly fine. I want to make clear, though, that the movie TVU sorting, that should be working. It's unfortunate that in this demonstration that we've gotten 30 minutes into now, so I'm going to release it, that it didn't do that. It's been doing it perfectly. There has to be something I did weird in this process. This will all be released soon. But like I said, this has been working consistently, so please don't look at this and think, oh, it has been working fine. So it will also leave us a stats, and it will show everything we've done, and it will show everything that's been changed. I don't know if the stats is working perfectly. This was a last-minute addition that we put just 2 days ago. It does seem to be getting most of them, but yeah. The crucial one really is here in case you accidentally want to see, if something bad happened, if you renamed it to something it shouldn't be. But I don't know, it's working perfectly fine. By release or by V2, stats will be working, but it's pretty irrelevant. We just wanted to be able to print out everything to a TXT, but you can see everything that has happened here. And by the end of it, you will have, I'm annoyed by this very much because why wouldn't it work when I'm doing a demonstration? But we're going to put everything into their folders so you can see. This probably would not get picked up. It might, though. And yeah, and this didn't get analyzed. I wanted to do it for demonstration because it wasn't in a movie or TV folder, but this wouldn't have come up either. I had this for demonstrations because the AI put the name as this, but it actually is just this, and that's it. So that will come up here, and all of the shows that it hasn't listed here all found TMDB matches for the show. So this is the program, and like I said, it will say, do you want to use it on another directory? So if you have split into a bunch of batches like we talked about earlier, you click Y, and you just go on to the next batch. So that is how it works, and you will have your TMDB check. Then you can just take all of these and copy them over to your movies in your library, and all of these and copy them into your TV. There will also be a helper tool for, again, if you've had to split all of your batches, the helper tool will go into all of your movies, all of your TV folders, and move them over to a folder of your choosing, so you can automatically move them all over to your library once you're finished with a large batch. So again, this was just an introductory into what we have going on. This will release very, very, very soon with a couple of small touch-ups, but it's almost done. So I'm very grateful to the people that have helped me make this, to the folks at OpenAI for opening up their API to allow us to build things like this and the AI revolution. And I look forward to every one of you guys using this app to build a perfectly organized media library for your home theater setups. And I hope this saves a lot of time for a lot of people, because I know renaming can be, and structuring, the biggest annoyance with the whole process. So hopefully this program makes it very, very easy. Thank you all, and our next video will be an update on the progress and hopefully a release video.